Thanks. Hello, everyone. I'm Ian Beresford, Group Functional Director responsible for QinetiQ's engineering, safety and technical assurance, and for the deployment of our technical resources into our UK business units. In this section of the presentation, I will talk to you about our approach to environment, social and governance matters, what it means to us, and how our approach is for the benefit of all of our stakeholders. I'm really pleased to present this section, both because of my technical role, as I have formal responsibility for aspects of the E, S and G agenda, but also as a leader of the business where I believe this is an enabler for our success. We are proud of what we have achieved so far, and we have come a long way already on our ESG journey, and are pleased to be rated as AA by MSCI, and the highest ranked in the aerospace and defence sector by Sustainalytics. I will talk about our core purpose and provide you with some examples of our work across the E, S and G to bring the different elements to life. And I will end with a video highlighting a few case studies. And as with previous presenters, I will take questions at the end of my presentation. Our purpose is clear, and what drives us as a business and as employees is our critical role in defence and security, protecting the lives of troops and the societies in which we operate, and defending sovereign capability. Whilst I will talk in this presentation to the wider benefit we bring to the environment and society, this core purpose is central to our organisation and at the heart of our business. Defence of the realm and ensuring the safety of our citizens. Our value proposition is in providing mission-led innovation, working alongside our customers to help solve their complex defence and security challenges. As Steve, Mary and Nick have already touched on, we help customers create it, for example, in the development of new sensing and autonomy platforms, using robotics to take troops out of harm's way. We help our customers to test it, ensuring the equipment works as it should, improving safety and accuracy. And we help our customers use it, supporting our customers with their training needs, often in a combined live and synthetic environment, reducing emissions, cost, and improving safety. Our purpose is underpinned by our commitment to operate responsibly and sustainably for the benefit of all of our stakeholders. Climate change is one of the biggest global challenges, and increasingly it will affect regional stability, supply chain resilience, biodiversity, and our health. Environmental stewardship has therefore never been more important, and there is a clear understanding that as a business, we have our part to play, reducing our impact and contributing to biodiversity. We also create products and services which help our customers meet their environmental requirements. There are a few examples of this on this and subsequent slides, and I will touch on just a few of them, and our video at the end will illustrate further. For our customers, as Mary and Nick have already explained, we are using our hybrid electric drive expertise in the US to fuel the next generation of tracked military vehicles, reducing weight and enhancing operational performance. And we have developed a range of virtual training and testing platforms, combining live and virtual exercises, reducing the environmental impact. In 2019, we committed to a target to reduce our scope 1 and 2 greenhouse gas emissions by 25% by 2025, aligned to science-based targets. We are well on track to deliver this, but we know it is not enough, and we are currently working on our net zero strategy. We will also be including greenhouse gas emissions as one of our non-financial KPIs. Net zero is a tough challenge, and we are working closely with our key customers on how this can be addressed more broadly by the defence enterprise. Due to the significant number of sites we operate and own across the world, we are uniquely placed to contribute to conservation and biodiversity through the management and development of these sites. For example, we are responsible for 53 conservation sites across the world, including 12 sites of special scientific interest, 16 special areas of conservation, 4 wetlands of international importance, and a double World Heritage Site. It is therefore very important that we conduct our complex test and evaluation operations in these environments in a way that is sensitive and responsible to the environment and our surrounding communities. For us, society encompasses our people, our supply chain, our local communities, and wider society. The work we do for our customers focuses on the safety and protection of the societies in which we operate. Recently, we have leaned in utilising our IP portfolio to support the COVID-19 efforts. One specific example is using our expertise in respiratory and battery power to develop a cost-effective and lightweight COVID mask respirator with the performance and protection of higher cost PPE at a much reduced cost and weight. We are in discussions around licensing the design and technology. Another area that we aren't able to talk much about is the significant work that we do around cybersecurity and the work we do with law enforcement and security agencies. This is a fascinating area which is becoming more and more important as the world becomes more digital, with AI, 5G, the Internet of Things and the like, and an area where QinetiQ has some of the most accomplished experts in the field that are deployed alongside our customers to keep society safe from digital threats. Furthermore, our work in robotics and autonomy are significant, whether that be our robots that are used for reconnaissance or intelligence gathering, or our robotic applique kits that can transform a standard digger into a remotely controlled vehicle for safe standoff route clearance and to investigate large IEDs, thereby keeping our military, first responders, and civilians out of harm's way. For our people, we take a proactive approach to flexible working and inclusion through our Inclusion 2025 strategy and D&I leadership. And whilst our safety and well-being programs have always been important, these have become even more so over the last difficult year. We place a strong emphasis on our employee engagement, ensuring action is taken from local employee feedback and our global employee voice community. We are a people-based business, and so we are constantly looking at how we can create the skills our people need for the future, be that through apprenticeships or supporting PhDs and other professional development, as well as understanding where we have critical skill gaps for future customer needs, driving our recruitment and M&A strategies. We have an active STEM outreach program to inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers, with a particular focus on encouraging girls into STEM. Many of us also volunteer for charitable organisations outside of work. For example, I am a trustee and deputy chair of the Royal Air Force Charitable Trust, something that QinetiQ actively encourages and supports. As a further example, we have over 230 registered STEM ambassadors. In a typical year, we will connect with about 90 schools and run events and activities reaching about 7,000 young people on bespoke sessions. Last but not least, our approach to good governance. For our customers, good governance is about creating trusted and reliable approaches so that all products and services, plus the management of our supply chain, can be relied on to protect the lives of the troops and to protect the security of our citizens. This is core to our services and fundamental to our values as a business. We have a wide-ranging role across our international customers, acting as the lead safety and security authority, whether that be the approval of a platform as safe to release to service, or advice on the disposal of weapons. Formidable Shield is an example of a hugely complex trial where QinetiQ has accountability to design, manage, coordinate, and deliver the deployment of a range of platforms and assets in a safe and controlled way. We are entrusted by our customers to create the governance framework for maritime, space, and air activities including live firing, to enable NATO to undertake the most sophisticated exercise in a safe and secure way. The ethics of defence can be perceived as challenging, whether that be in relation to specific products, countries, or customers, and particularly the combination of all three. We have a group code of conduct, and all our employees, our leaders, and our board receive training in business ethics, underpinning how we do business. Through our Business Ethics Committee, we carefully consider all high-risk opportunities and assess whether they align with our products and services trading policy. There have been some situations where we have deemed it not appropriate to pursue opportunities where they have not aligned with our high ethical standards and approach. Furthermore, we take a leading role in the defence sector, being the chair of the trade body ADS Sustainability Group and the chair of the Defence Suppliers Forum Sustainability Group. We are also proactive with our supply chain through our Collaborate programme. We will now play a video which summarises our approach to ESG and brings to life a few examples.
Our goal is to deliver responsibly and sustainably for the benefit of all of our stakeholders. Our approach to environmental, social and governance issues takes into account stakeholder expectations, best practice, the changing landscape and our own strategy and purpose. By setting priorities, we can ensure our actions align to our purpose and benefit our employees, customers, shareholders and wider society. Society is facing some big global challenges. Businesses need to be proactive and play their part, engendering a responsible and sustainable mindset within day-to-day business. Here are just some of the ways our approach benefits the environment, society and our people across the globe. Our space team in Belgium is building the Altius satellite for the European Space Agency. Altius will measure the levels and composition of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, helping us to identify and ban products that deplete the ozone layer and contribute to climate change. Testing military equipment and training the armed forces often demands activities that produce greenhouse gas emissions as a result of driving vehicles, flying aircraft, or firing live munitions. While these activities remain necessary to ensure the safety and preparedness of the armed forces, QinetiQ has developed a host of novel testing and training capabilities that can help reduce their environmental impact. This includes increasing the role of simulated training, which can reduce the number of hours spent flying, driving, sailing or firing, improves safety and reduces cost. And whilst we meet the environmental needs of our customers through our products and services, we are also uniquely placed to contribute to conservation and biodiversity through the management and development of the sites we operate and own. For example, St Kilda is one of the most remote places in the UK and boasts a unique dual World Heritage Site status for both historic and ecological interest. In 2017, QinetiQ began replacing the 1970s built infrastructure at St Kilda with new accommodation and a new energy centre. We ensured that the work required had no impact on the site's unique heritage and that the resulting facilities were both sympathetic and sustainable.
A high-performance inclusive culture underpins our strategy. We believe this is vital for employee engagement, performance and innovation. This sits at the heart of our Inclusion 2025 strategy, a group-wide approach to raising awareness of the importance of diversity and inclusion at QinetiQ. In Australia, our Diversity and Inclusion program, Better Together, aims to create an environment where everyone is valued and provided with equal opportunity to contribute and succeed. We work together to create an inclusive culture, focusing on areas such as flexible working, gender balance, and cultural diversity.
So at QinetiQ we have an if not, why not policy, and it's up to our leaders to be asking the question around flexible work. If it's not possible, why not? And I think that really encourages us to think right from the early stages of recruitment about role design and making sure that we're creating every opportunity for people to enter our organisation from all different backgrounds and skills and experiences and work in a way that suits them.
Our people are critical to our success. So it is vital that we create a workplace that is inclusive, where our differences are not only embraced, but harnessed as a way to make us stronger. A diverse and inclusive workplace is one that brings breadth of thinking and original ideas, helping us to solve our customers' most complex problems and support our growth.
Vivace is a QinetiQ-run programme with the Home Office's Accelerated Capability Environment, ACE, where we are working with over 250 organisations to bring the best minds to bear on the most complex digital challenges faced by frontline law enforcement and security agencies. The wide range of partners we work with offer an incredible diversity of experience and thinking, and the work we do delivers significant benefits to our society as a whole. One example is our work on supporting law enforcement to protect children from harm by catching child abuse offenders. Vivace developed a number of digital tools to identify offenders and catch them sooner, thus safeguarding more children. These tools also help protect the welfare of investigating officers by reducing the amount of distressing images they need to view. Under QinetiQ, the Vivace programme provides a unique platform for innovation at the heart of UK security and policing, helping to keep our society safe.
So I hope you can tell from my presentation and the video that for us, ESG is not just a box ticking exercise or a nice to have. Ensuring it is embedded into our business operations and strategy reduces risk and creates value. We also support and enable our customers' ESG needs and expectations through the services and products we deliver for them. As we have briefly touched on today, we have so many fascinating examples of the breadth of our capabilities and how focusing on ESG benefits customers and our business. We have come a long way already on our ESG journey, and as I mentioned at the start, we are pleased by our rating with MSCI and Sustainalytics. But ESG is rapidly evolving, and we recognise we have more to do with a particular focus on our net zero plan this year. We welcome your feedback so we can continue to improve and meet your expectations. We have a strong strategy in place to grow the company, and we will only do so whilst delivering responsibly and sustainably for the benefit of all of our stakeholders. Thank you, and I'm now happy to take any questions that you might have on this topic.
Thank you, Ian. As a reminder, to ask your question, please use the raise hand feature. Richard Page, do go ahead.
Hi, thank you for that, Ian. I was just wondering to what extent the customers care about your ESG credentials and whether there's the level of variability within your customer list as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, Richard. Look, it is a growing area of focus for our customers, and particularly that are government-related customers. Their higher level authorities, place a mandate on them, and they're looking to those who can partner with them to drive forward this agenda. So I would say it is strong, and it is strengthening, not just in our customer community, but also in our partner and our supply chain community, which again we're keen to support and engender.
Sorry, just to follow that up, are you able to win business because of it? Is there any examples of that?
Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of examples where carbon reduction has to be priority for our customer, and they have to be shown to be delivering that. So the topic we've already touched on, hydroelectric drive for combat vehicles, land vehicles. our customer there not only sees the operational benefit that is brought by the application of that technology, and it enhances the performance of the vehicle, but also sees the benefit and is able to recognize with their authorities the benefit it brings in terms of the environment. So in this case, the use of diesel, the supply chain of diesel, all of that is part of what comes along with the product and services that we offer. So there's one example. I'll give you another one. When we're doing hull design through our maritime teams down in Portsmouth, they're doing hull design and they're refining hull designs for both military and civil purposes for various reasons, but not least to create efficiency in terms of fuel utilization of vehicles at sea. And again, it's another great example where our civil and military customers are really actively pursuing an environmental agenda.
Yeah, Ian, if I can add to that, I mean, Richard, it is a great question. I think that, Ian's right. It is an important agenda for the customer right now, but I think it's going to be increasingly important for our customer over the years ahead. If I take, just one of our markets, which is the UK as an example, the UK is introducing a policy where what they call social value will be a parameter that they will consider within the competitive process and award points to contractors that really add more in terms of social value, in terms of environmental or social value add within the economy. And they're just working through the process now of how they will apply such procurement rules. And I think Ian's spot on. At one end of the spectrum, you will have the operational importance of the ESG agenda. So as he's described, the example around Hasler, well, the impact of climate change will affect the top speed of warships. So how you adjust the design of warships to deal with that effect of climate change. And then, of course, the UK MOD are setting out their own policy for their own net zero plan. So how does their enterprise and the work of contractors support the MOD in reducing their own carbon footprint? So you've got a full spectrum of growing importance of the ESG agenda, and it will become a feature in terms of a differentiator or a competitive edge for those companies that really adhere to it. And those principles that we've talked through there, are growing and applying in all of the key countries that we focus on. It's not something that is just within the UK marketplace.
Excellent, thank you. That's very helpful.
Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Richard.
Next question from the line of Ross Law.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ross.
Great, thank you very much for this seminar. It's been very helpful. I guess a bit of a big picture question really on, I guess, the split of your products. I mean, if you can just broadly split them between products that you would class as offensive or that have end uses that are offensive. And then obviously on the flip side of that, products that you would class as defensive or defensive end uses. So I guess just a kind of high level split of your current product portfolio. And then as a follow on to that, kind of how that trend's going forward. Are you making any kind of moves away from maybe some of these products that may be seen as offensive? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tricky one to answer in the specific, because I don't know that I'm equipped to do that at the moment. I don't know if anybody else on the team is. I would say, look, the products that we're developing are products that are mission led. And if you're getting to the point about the ESG agenda, we talked about our ethical approach and our ethical overview of everything we're doing. So some of our activity, of course, is to support the military forces and is offensive in nature, but it is something that is well considered with government advice and with customer advice, and of course our own view through our ethics committee on whether that's something we should be pursuing or not. Steve, I don't know if we can, I'm not able to break down the percentages, Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ross, it's a good question. We don't split our product and service offering by an offensive or defensive category. In fact, all of what we do is for the defence and security market. But I think as Ian has eloquently described in his presentation and the answer to that question, what we do think about is very carefully the customer, the nature of the activity, the product or service, and whether it meets, the government's standards and our own standards. As an example, you saw it on one of Ian's slides. About 18 months ago, as the discussion about the defence industry and the growing importance of autonomy, really started to develop, we wanted to think about our own ethical stance on autonomy, and we developed a policy which actually has been through and had PLC board approval, which really sets out in simple terms that we will support the development of autonomy and artificial intelligence, but any product or service that we'll support, we'll expect ultimately there to be a human in the loop in terms of any decision making, in terms of the customers that we would sell those products or services to. So we don't think about the question in an offensive defensive split. We think about all of our products in terms of the nature of the customer and the nature of the product and service, and whether it meets the governments that we would support selling our activity to in terms of their standards, but then our own ethical standards, as Ian said, through our own ethics committee and ultimately up to the PLC board. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's run through the final section of the presentation now. So I'll hand over to David to run through the financial summary, and then to Steve for final summary. Thank you.